So the project for this weekend was replacing a rear sway bar for my Volvo C70 and also the end links. This is a 19 millimeter, this is what it measures, and I replaced it with a Whiteline that's 27 millimeters, and while I was at it, replaced the end links. This for me took about 3.5 hours. A mechanic probably knock it out in less than an hour, but I am not a professional mechanic. Took my time and making sure I get everything right, so it took a lot longer. A big reason why it took so long was having to tighten down the end links, especially that top post, with a ratchet wrench while you're holding the post stable in place, keep it from turning with an Allen key. You need a lot of patience to be able to do that, both removing the end link, previous end link, and installing the new end link. Now, for installation, I took the car out and did some quasi-testing, running a slalom, both with the top up and the top down. After installation, ran it through the same thing, and I'll include those, and you can judge for yourself if you can tell how much or how little the upgrade from the OEM rear sway bar to the Whiteline product makes any difference. What is noticeable when you drive it, you can feel it. You can absolutely feel it going into turns and corners. So for me, at least personally, very much a worthwhile upgrade. Please don't strip. All right. Woo. All right. All right, let's get that top one off. Probably could have took this top nut off of the end link because the whole bar and links coming out, and you just could have pulled them out together. I just wanted to see if I could take that off, but let's get this top nut started. A little bit of a trick getting the hex seated on the top nut and holding it in place, but I think finally got it, and hopefully it will not come loose, but a little bit of contortion holding it in place while trying to get this loose. It's all part of the fun. There you go. And there you go. Well, I had a little bit of fun getting the top nut off of the passenger side end links, and hopefully you can see this. I started stripping it, so now looking at it coming off, if you can see that,
I am now thinking I was lucky to get that off. Otherwise, I'd have to break out a Sawzall and cut the links. I know mechanics do that all the time, but not something I would want to do. P1 Volvo Rear Sway Bar, anyone? There you go. Alright, got everything out. The end links, which do show some cracking and deterioration, as you can see. I think you can see that. So these need to be replaced. We got our white lines here, and then of course the rear sway bar. You can tell the difference of what I pulled out. This is, I believe it's like 17 millimeter. The white line is 27 millimeter, and I am mystified currently on how these bushings work. I had read that they're greaseless. This is some kind of new technology, but what I'm not clear of is whether or not I'm supposed to reuse these bushing housings or what. So I'm going to take a break, research that a little bit, make sure I understand how all that works before it all goes back in. So, be back in a moment. The answer to my previous question was reuse the sway bar bushing brackets that was there before. So clean those up and got the new sway bar all set up. Use the old sway bar bushings as a guide where to locate the new bushings, and then kind of pre-installed the collars that will go on there, but those will need to be adjusted after the install. The white line sway bar is supposed to be a 2-point adjustable, and you can see with the Volvo C70 bar that this is a standard distance, which matches the white line, and they say if you want a stiffer ride suspension, you move it up, which I may or may not do, haven't decided. The kit that comes with the white line kit that comes with the sway bar has 4 bushings, so we have extra 2. I have no idea what those are for. The sway bar is also used for Mazda 3s, I think, and also Ford Focuses, so maybe that's how their bushing is set up. One other thing is, when the end links come out of the bag, you need to adjust them. It's a little bit longer. I use the previous end links as kind of a guide to doing an adjustment to try and get it close. And right now it's adjusted as short as possible. A little bit of a difference when you kind of center them up. I don't think that makes a difference, but we'll see. And right now everything's prepped, so get to work and put it back together. But I can't forget that I'm going to be reusing these 4 bushing bracket bolts and the 2 cross base bolts, so stopped to clean those up real quick and get those ready to receive thread lock. Rear sway bar is back in, and bushing brackets are tightened down to torque. I'll list those, the torque that I used. I have not taken those orange collars and set those in place. There's a distance that needs to be done per instructions, something like 3 millimeters. I'll do that last. For the past 30 minutes, however, with the rear end link, when I say 30 minutes, I mean just working on this top nut where I'm trying to get it. You need to set a wrench while holding it with an Allen key. You're basically rotating that wrench maybe 5 degrees at a time. So it takes a lot of patience to do this. Here's the other end link, and you can see the stud for the lower attachment through the hole. The hole's 12 millimeters in diameter, I think, and the post is 10 millimeters in diameter. I know, or I know one other person that did this. They put a spacer, they jury-rigged a spacer to put on there to kind of fill that. I'm not doing it because the instructions don't say to do it, because I don't want to mess with the spacer and go through and jury-rig something like that. And then 3, I'm hoping the washers on either side of the RSB tab will, after they're tightened. Over on the passenger side, there's more room for swing, so went a lot faster. However, in my excitement that it was going faster, I tightened it down with the Allen key braced up against this piece, and now it's tight. The Allen key is well and stuck. So I'm just going to basically get back at the bend of the Allen key and kind of bang it out, and probably trash the Allen key, but you know, shit happens. Lower end link posts or the studs, pretty easy, no big deal there. So end links are on, tightened down. I've seen a video saying that the end link's torque is 27 Newton meters, but I have no idea with a ratchet wrench and a Allen key how you gonna be able to tell. So I guessed, but last step here is to get those orange lateral locks in place, and before doing that, I'm eyeballing the angle of the end link relative to the tab, see if they're kind of equal, and I think I got it. So the rear sway bar is kind of central position, and I can go ahead and set those lateral locks. Here we go, job complete. So now take it back, run it through the slalom, and see how it compares. That will be tomorrow. Definitely can tell a difference. Obviously the sound has gone away, but I gotta say it is more responsive. It just feels tighter. You can tell. You can tell. And just the way it feels kind of helps a little bit with the confidence handling of the car. Yeah, that is a good upgrade.
want to say I appreciate Whiteline participating in the GovX discount program. If you are active duty, veteran, or first responder, highly encourage you taking a look at that on the Whiteline website. I had originally planned on buying this from a different provider like Viva Performance or SCP Euro, but when I found out that Whiteline participates in GovX, is a no-brainer. I was able to get a discount, I think around 30%. So Whiteline, appreciate it. For everybody else, I'm not being compensated. I'm just giving credit where credit is due.